hiding from me, Taryl? I'm just gonna talk to you. Taryl, you in there? Taryl, you up here? Taryl, you hiding in here? Nope, don't look like it. Around here. Ricky Rat-Tail, what does he want? Thought you was hiding from me.
No, I'm back here working on a tractor. Nice rat tail. You know, I used to collect those. I had 500 of them at one time.
Well, that's nice, but this one's not for collecting. It's staying with Ricky.
Is there something I can help you with, Mr. Rat-Tail?
Yeah, got a leaky valve cover. Had it to this other place 3 times, charged me every time, and guess what? It's still leaking. So I want to have you fix it, but I don't want to pay again.
So let me get this straight. Since you took it to some other knuckleheads and they couldn't fix it right the first time, you expect me to fix it for free? You better get out of here, Ricky, before I start collecting tails again.
You mess with the tail, you will fail.
Oh yes, I am with Where do you think you're going, Ricky? I ain't done you yet, boy. Okay, Ricky, over the fence you go. Just one more thing, Ricky. I need me souvenir.
No.
Woo, that's a nice tail. Woo, I'm collecting again. Don't worry, you big baby. It'll grow back.
No.
Woo, that's nice. Like my rat tail that I got from Ricky. It's sweet, ain't it? I'm on my way to 500 rat tails again. Today I'm going to show you how to properly seal the valve cover on the Kohler Courage engine, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. Okay, the common problem with this Kohler is it's got a leaky valve cover, and I'm going to show you how we fix that leaky valve cover. It's not just as simple as replacing the gasket, because that gasket they give you ain't no good, it's junk. That gasket's junk. I'm going to show you a different way of fixing it. So first thing you're going to want to do is pull the cover off. Some of these got little spring clips, some don't, but this one it just lifts off, just like that, see? Next thing you're going to want to do is take these 4 screws out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull the dipstick out. 5/16 head or 8 millimeter, same size. And then this cover comes off. And then you can see where that gasket had been leaking. Now we already went ahead and loosened up the bolts to make it simpler. Pull this vent tube out. Take all the screws out that are holding the valve cover on. And then there's this cork gasket, which in my opinion ain't no good. Now look at it. It's all hard and brittle down here. And then it leaks, and then all the oil drips on the muffler, and then it smokes, and then you have the possibility of this lawn tractor starting on fire with that oil leaking. So we're going to go over the bench, and I'm going to show you how to clean up this cover and get it all prepped for the way that we fix it. So you can get a better look at that gasket. But we ain't going to put a new one on because I've tried all the little tricks they tell you. You know, don't tighten it down real tight. And then you can use weather strip adhesive to seal it. And you can use silicone to seal it. Well, I'm not going to use that gasket no more. Get out of here, gasket. So clean off this valve cover. Get it all cleaned up. Get all the boogers and everything cleaned off real good. Then the next thing you're going to want to do, take a screwdriver. And this very simply just pries out. Because if you get any oil that leaks out of here, when we go to seal it with silicone, it ain't going to seal. So you got to make sure this thing is real clean. So I take it apart, clean all this oil off real good. And then take this little wick out of here, this little pad, because this is what happens. This pad's got oil in it, and when this cover sits like this, that oil drifts down and gets in with the silicone and it won't seal and it'll just leak again. So you have to take this out, take a rag, and get all that oil out of this wick. Because this valve cover is like it's got like a breather valve on it too. Clean it real good. This is the most important thing. Got to clean it good. And once you clean it good, then you know that silicone's going to work good. So what I like to use is brake cleaner. That'll get all that oily residue off of there. Get it all prepped, nice and clean. Clean enough you could eat off it. Wipe it down real good. Clean it real good with brake cleaner. Don't be afraid. Use some brake cleaner on it. Stick this back in there. Stick this back together. And then do the same on the motor. Clean it real good where this is going to sit on the motor. Clean that all real good. There's that gasket, and that's a good place for it, right there in the garbage. Now come on over here, cameraman. Do the same thing. Clean up this real good with the brake cleaner. Wipe it off real good. You don't want no oil on it anywhere. And this would be a good time to check your valve backlash too. Because this Kohler Courage engine's got adjustable valves. It don't have hydraulic valve lifters like the Kohler Command does. This is the Courage. So it's a good time to check your backlash. And then maybe tighten up these valves while you're in here, so that way when you seal it all up, you ain't got to tear it back apart later on to set the valves. Now this is 4/1000. It's a little sloppy, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten them up a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how to put that cover on. Go ahead and clean the bolts too with brake cleaner. Blow them off with compressed air, get them nice and clean. Blow out these threaded holes too. Spray some brake cleaner in there. And blow that out. And if you want to know how to set these valves, check out my video on how to set the valves on a Briggs & Stratton overhead valve engine. It's the same way. You set them the same way. 4/1000. These were a little sloppy. I just tightened them up a little. Alright, this is what we're going to use in place of that gasket. This is what I like to use. Permatex Ultra Black gasket maker. We're going to make a gasket, a liquid gasket. Look at what it says here. Maximum oil resistance. Oh, it's got to be good. It's Permatex. So I'm going to put this on here. We're going to put a bead of this on here. And then we're going to stick that on and bolt it down. Alright, we got it all goobered on there. Maybe smooth it out a little with your finger. Kind of make it even. Don't be afraid to use a lot of this. Don't worry about it getting inside the motor. It ain't going to break off and get in there. See how I'm smoothing it? Real nice and smoothly like. We got the bolts all clean, threads are all clean, everything's clean. Nice and clean, there's no oil anywhere, no oil dripping down in here. Everything's clean. And then when you stick it on there, just kind of moving around a little bit. And then now your bolts will get it on there. And now this is important. Let this sit overnight. Don't rush the job. Be patient. Patience is a virtue. So let it sit. Because I tried rushing this job, you know, to get it back to the customer, and then it come back leaking again. I found if I just let it sit, it'll be fine. Okay, we got the cover back on, we got the bolts all tight. Now all we got to do is just let it sit overnight to harden up. So I'll see you in the morning. Okay, I've been sitting here all night. It's morning now. It feels like it's all pretty cured up. Let's test it out. Well, you're going to get some smoke because it's going to burn off all that oil that's been on there. But I don't think it's going to leak anymore. There's your dinner.